So now we are going to see another example, a simulation example, which is inventory system. An inventory system has a number of potential sources of revenue and cost, like revenue from sales, cost, price of the item, shipping cost, damage cost, profit by selling scraps, and so on. Here we are able to see an inventory system. What is an inventory system? It is a system which is used to manage the inventory from a shop like a grocery and or other type of business organization. So you can have different source of revenue or benefits that a company can get. And also there can be also some costs. So we can have a revenue from sales. We can have revenues from sales, or the cost price of the items, or the shipping cost, the cost of shipping the item from the manufacturing company to your organization. There can be also some damage cost. It means that you can have your products, some products are damaged in transit. You can have also some profit from scrap. Scrap means some items which remain after have sold the main items. These are like additional item which should not you were not expecting, but they are there. You can sell them at a very low cost, because these are the remaining items which have a very low cost compared to the main one. So this you don't expect this, but when you sell them, it means that this is a benefit. So the revenue of sales can be gotten from different elements. So inventory system has some variables which you can control. For example, you can have the maximum inventory level. It means this is the maximum of your stock level. Your stock level can have a maximum. It means that a higher number of items which can be, which your inventory can have, the higher value of the item it can hold, or you can have. You can have also the review period. The review period means that the period we take to review all the item you're having, what you have purchased and what you're going to sell, what will be your benefit. You can review and check also your item, the one who has been damaged, the one who are healthy, and so on. This is, it will be called this will be the maximum of inventory level. You can also have the order quantity, means the quantity of item you have purchased. This is, it will be we will note it like Q, and this time this is like a delay for replacement. It means that one item has been damaged, but you have to replace it. In order that you can sell your item after the replacement at at its cost. This will be called error. So here we are going to see an example of inventory of a company using an example. For example, let's have this example: the news dealer problem. News dealer means the person who sells the newspapers. So the news dealer buys papers for 3 cents. 3 cents is like 0.33. It means that 33 out of 100. So this will be equal to 0.33. That is why it is called 3 cents. So, and he purchased those newspapers, each one at 33 or 33 cents, and he sells it at 50 cents. So you see that there is a benefit. But even if there is a benefit, there can be some events which can make you fail of selling, of getting the maximum benefits. So for example, you will see we will see in the next section. So newspaper not sold at the end of the day. So these newspapers should be sold within 1 day. But sometimes there can be some newspaper which are not sold at the end of the day. So if they are not sold at the end of the day, they will be sold as scraps for 5 cents. It means that these should be sold at 50, but now at the end of the day you did not sell them, so you have to lower the price because these are the residue. So you sell them at 5 cents each. So newspapers can be purchased in bundles of 10. You can buy 10 newspapers, 10 like that. So the order quantity Q is the only policy decision. It means that the policy decision in our company is only we are going to deal with the quantity of newspapers which have been purchased. So we will consider only the quantity. So Q is the fixed sales ending inventory 0 is 0 due to scrapping leftover papers. Q, it means that the quantity of newspaper at the end of the day it will be equal to 0 because the newspaper which we will be the newspaper which will be still there. It means that the newspaper which has not been sold at the end of the day will be sold as scraps, as scrap. So that is why at the end of the day the quantity of a paper should be equal to 0. So there are 3 types of newspapers. We can have 3 types of newspapers. We can have good, fair, and poor. Poor. Good, it is when you have sold a newspaper when we are at a good day. It means that we have sold them at a very nice price, and also that day the newspaper were finished very quickly, for example. So fair, it means that in medium. Poor, it means that there so many problems. So the news dealer cannot predict which type will occur on any given day. It means that he cannot predict in advance and say that tomorrow the day will be good or fair or poor. So he will name it according to what happened that day. So following the table, we are going to see the distribution of newspapers. The distribution of newspapers demanded by the type of the day. So we are going to see the distribution of the newspapers according to each day. So here I am having demand. Demand can be a good demand. Here the customers has demanded the 40 newspapers. Here customers has demanded the 100 papers. So now when the customer demanded the 40 newspapers, so the probability of having a good day when you have the quantity of 40, it is 0.03. When you are having 100, it is 0.07. It means that the probability of having a good day. So the probability of having a fair is this one when it is 0.10 when you have a demand of 40 newspapers like that. So this is the distribution of newspapers demanded by the type of the day. Here you can have the distribution of type of news day is given as below. Here we are going to see a summary. So the probability of having good day is 0.35. The probability of having fair is 0.45 and poor 0.2. So fair will be the probability is higher than others. So as it is here, it means that our business is going on smoothly. Otherwise, if we fail, okay, if good is bigger than others, okay, it will be better, but fail, okay, no problem. But if poor is bigger than others, it will be a problem. It means that we are having very bad days all the time. So we simulate the probability of purchasing 70 here. The organization is going to buy, or a news dealer is going to buy 70 news papers per day for 20 days. It means that each day he's going to go to purchase 70 news papers, and he's going to do the same for 20 days. So we have to compute the profit for the news dealer. The profit for the news dealer is what? We are going to have a random number for type of news day. Here we are going to use some random number according to news days, because we are having 20 days. If we count here, we will find 20 days. So the random number which are related to the probability, the first day will be 94. This is okay, very good. 77. The second one, the last one, 20 day, it will be 78. So for random number for day main, this is for the type of news day. Here we are having the number of demand. Demand, it means that for the first day we purchase newspapers. The demand for newspapers. So here I purchased 70 new papers. But so, for the first day, my customer will demand, I will have a total number of customer 80. So it means that the demand is greater than the content I am having. It means that the balance will be 10. The last one will be 96, this one. So here he got too many demand from a customer. So we have to compute the cumulative probability for demand table and the time table of news paper like below. So I'm having demand I'm having for 40-50. You can check here, 40-100 here. This is the demand. So what is the demand probability? The demand probability we will calculate like this here. So you have to copy all of this. Demand probability good. This has been given previously here. So you check it is the same as in this table. It is also the same. So what you have to do, you have to calculate the cumulative probabilities for each type of day. So if I am having a good here, good day here, good, I'm having 0.03. The cumulative, I will take this plus this till the end. So I'm going to take 0.03 plus 0.05, I will get 0.080. So I go here, I am having 0.93, it is here, plus here I'm having a good. If I'm having a 0.093, I am going to add 0.07, I'm going to have 1 here. We do the same here also. 0.44 plus 0.22, I will have 0.66. So here I'm having cumulative values. So what will be the range? For here, you have the same range here. So I have to remove. So I have to have integer values. To have integer values, I have to move this dot. If I move this dot, it will be 3. To have a 3, I have to multiply by 10. So if I multiply by 10, by 100, by 100, it means that here the range will be, if I multiply by 100, I will get a 3. So this is a 3 here. So the range will be from 0 till 3. So here what will be? I will take After that it is 4 till here I take a 0.08 multiplied by 100, I find 8, so it is there between 4 and 8, like this. You continue like this. After 8 it is 9, so from 9 till 23 it will be the range. So you do the same till here, so till you find 100, 100, 100, like this. So this is the cumulative probabilities of demand table and type news day table. So we can have also distribution of type of newspapers here. So we have to calculate here. This we already have it. The type and the probability. Type is a good, fair, and poor. Probability we already have it. We have to calculate the cumulative probability here. So I am going to take this one, copy it here, and then 0.35 plus 0.45. We are going to have 0.80. 0.80 plus 0.20. I am going to have 1 here. So the range will be, I have to remove this dot, so I multiply by 100, I will get 35. So it will start from, because the probability must not be equal to 0, so we start from 1 till 35 here. So here it will be between 36 and 80 here, and here from 81 to 100 to 200, like this. So how can we calculate the profit? The profit, we calculate the profit by using the revenue from sales. What we got, the revenue, it means the money we got from sales. We minus or we subtract cost of newspapers. It means the money we spend when we purchased the newspapers. Minus the lost profit, profit from excess demand. It means that we have to remove the profit we should have if the demand, the newspapers demanded, which we were not having, if those papers were there. It means that we purchase 70 newspapers for each day, but so we should have 70 customers, but instead of 70 today we got 80 customers. So it means that 10 people they came to my stock, then they didn't find any newspapers because the newspapers were finished. That is why. This is also a profit, a lost. Why? Because if we purchased those newspapers, we should have the profit, but we don't have it. Them, as we don't have them, it means that we have to include the profit, which we should receive if we had those newspapers. So this will be called the lost profit from excess demand. So we have to subtract it, and then we have to add the salvage from sales of scrap papers. So it means that the profit will be equal to revenue. It means total amount we got from sales minus the cost or the price of the newspapers. It means that the price at which we purchase the newspapers, and then we subtract the loss we got when the customer came to our shop to demand the newspaper, but we don't have them because this is an excess demand. But we have sold also some additional newspapers which were not sold during the day. So At the evening, we will have to sell them at a very low cost. So this is also salvage. This is that is why we added it. So we are able to calculate the profit for the news dealer. So the news dealer buys 70 newspaper every day for price 33 cents. So the cost of newspaper will be equal to say 70 multiplied by 0.33. 33 cents means that 33 out of 100, so it will be 0.33. So the cost of newspapers is equal to 23.1 for all days. It means each day the news dealers, the news dealer will purchase a newspaper at 2301 each day. So we are going to calculate what? We are going to calculate his profit according to the formula. So the column of the simulation table will be calculated as follows. So we are going to calculate all columns of the simulation table. So how are we going to calculate it? We are going to calculate them like this. Column 2 and column 4 will be filled with the random number given equation of the perspective purpose. Yeah. So let's use the different table, no different display here. I'm having I'm going to check the table. So the table here, I'm having the table. So here what we are going to do, column 2 and column 4. Column 2 is this one. It is here. So or I can check using here, using this one. So I am having, I can either use this one or use any one of them. Here, this is column 2. This is column 5, but it is not visible. So first I use this one. This is visible. So this is column 2, and the column 4. This one 2. This is 4. So the title are this one. The titles, here we are having a number of 4 type of day. Here we have a type of day 3. So here random number for demand. So here we are having, use the one which is visible, this one, 2 and 4. Here we fill, here in this column I fill the random number for type A. Random number for type. Random number for type, I can check here. Random number for type, this one. Column 2. Column 4, this one. Random number for random number for column 4 is the random number for demand. Random number for demand here, column 4. Random number for demand this one. This is column 4. So after that, how are we going to calculate? Let's check here. Column 2 and column 4 are filled with the random number given the question for perspective purpose. Random number in column 2 we compare, we take random number for column 2, you compare the random number for column 2 with the distribution of type of news day. So we take column 2, random number in column 2 are compatible with distribution of type of news day table. News day table is which one? This one. Distribution of type of news day. You compare it, and then after comparing it, and the appropriate type is filled in column 3. Appropriate type. What do we do? We take random number in column 2. Random number in column 2 here, 94. We compare with distribution type of day. I compare with this one, distribution type of news day here. I compare here, it here, and after comparing, what I do, I indicate the appropriate demand and we fill it in column 5. So I take 94 is in which range? It is in the range between 81 and 100. 94 is in between 81 and 100. So the type will be poor. So the poor will be copied in column 5. No, column 3 here. So that is, it is a poor. It means that 94, it is a poor. You can check also to another value, no problem. I take the last one, column 2, this 78 falls in which range? It falls in the range 78. It falls in the range here 36 and 80 here. So it is fair. So fair, let's check, it is fair here. Okay, it is very good. So you can create or other column in the same way, or other value in the same way. So let's go here. Random number in column 4 are compared with column 3. Random number. So random number in column 4 are compared with column 3 in the domain in the table. Random number in column 4. Random number in column 4, for example, 80 here, are compared with value in column 3. There's 80. I compare with 4 with demand table. Demand table is here. The demand table is here. This one. This is demand table. So I saw 80 column 4. I am going to check in the demand table where there is 80 in the poor range. 80 in the poor range. 80 means that here poor range is here. 80 is in between 67 and 82 here, and then the appropriate value is here. Demand is 60. So I check. So that is why I put 60 in column 5. I can check here at line, last line. You can do the same here at the last line. I am having column on the second day, column 4 here 20. I am going to check where there is 20 in fair type 20. I'm having to have a 20 in the fair. It is here. I check a 20 is between 11 and 28 here. So the appropriate value will be 50 here. So that is why 50 is here. So I put 50 here. So you continue the same, or column. You are going to find the values in this column like this in the same manner. So let's continue. We are going to check if column 5 is less or equal to 70. It means that if we have a demand less or equal to 70, it means that it's very good, because we have purchased the 70 newspapers. So if the demand is less or equal to 70, it is okay, because we are having the newspaper, it is okay. So the column 6 is what? Column 6 is this revenue from sales. This is the profit. The profit will be equal to what? The profit will be equal to column 5 multiply 0.05. 0.5. It means that the revenue here, it is here in column 6 it is 30, will be equal to what? To column 5, the demand multiplied by the price at which we are selling the newspaper. It means 60 multiplied by 0.5, it will be 30. So this also is less than 70. It means that the revenue will be 50 multiplied by 0.5, it will be 25, like that. This is the revenue. So we are going to see the column 7, this loss from excess. No, otherwise it means that when it is when we are having the demand is greater than 70, it means it is a loss. There will be some loss. It means that we are going to have 70 multiplied by 0.05 here. Why? Because if the demand is greater than the 70, the limitation of the number of the newspaper we are buying, we have to take the in order to not to get the loss, we multiply the total number of newspaper, they multiply by the selling price. So I'm going to have 35. So in this column you are going to see for each demand, where the demand are greater than 70, we are going to have 35. The revenue will be greater than 35. So no, it will be equal to 35 everywhere, because here it is 70, here it is 80, here 80, like that. So it will be or 35. Then if there is an excess demand, it means that paper which are greater than 70, so the news there we lose. So what he will lose will be what? It will be the price, the difference between the selling price minus the cost price. It means that the selling price minus the purchase price. So it means that the difference between the price at which the dealer is selling his items, his newspaper, minus the price of the newspapers. It means the value of money he purchased the newspapers. So it will be equal to what? It will be equal to 50 minus 33. So the difference will be 17 cents. This one, this is the loss, this is the loss, this is the loss. So here, then if column 5, it means demand is greater than 70, then this column will be column 7 will be equal to column 5 minus 70. It means that it will be the demand we are having, the current demand minus the number of newspaper purchased, and we are going to multiply 0.017. It means that this is the difference between the selling price and the purchasing price. So column 5, if it is greater than 70, it will be column 5 minus 70 multiplied by 0.017. So here we'll do if colon 5 is greater than 70 here, or 80 or 90 here, it will be equal to what? It will be equal to colon 5 minus 70. So colon 5 it is here, it will be 90 minus 70, it is 20. It will be 20, and the 20 will be multiplied by 0.17. So we will find around 35 here. If we take 80, it will be, the difference will be 8 minus 70, it will be 10, and 10 we multiply by 10 we multiply by 1.7. No, 0.7. I have 1.7. 90 it will be 20 multiplied by 0.17, it will be 3.4. So this is the value of the column 7, like this. If we are having, for example, it will be the same. It will be the same. If it is less, let's check if it is less than 70. If it is less than 70, it means that else it is when it is less than 70. So we take column 7 will be equal to 0. It means that there is no loss. If there is no loss, it means that if it is less than 70, 0, less than 70. If we are having a less than 70 here, 0, here 0, 70, 0, 50, 0, like this. Okay. Let's calculate the series from scrap. If there is a less demand, less demand than 70 paper, then he will sell the remaining paper for 5 cents. Hence, when there is less than 70 paper, then he will sell the remaining paper, because at the end of the day he will have some remaining paper because our paper has not been purchased. So what he will do? The remaining paper he will purchase. He will sell the remaining paper at the very lowest price. This is 5 cents. So if column 5 is less than 70, then column 8 will be equal to 70 minus column 5. It means the difference between the total number of newspaper minus the newspaper which has been demanded, and then multiplied by 0.05. This is what? This is the 5 cents, the price at which we sell for the scrap. So we take 70 minus 5, column 5. I will take 70 here. Column 5 is 60. It is less than 70. So the difference will be 70 minus column 5. It means 10. We will multiply by 5 cents. It means 10 multiplied by 0.05. It will be 0.5 here. If he says that 50, like this here, we will take 70 minus 50 is 20. 20 we multiply by 0.05, we will have 1 here. You continue calculating, it will be the same. Otherwise, it means that if we otherwise it means that it is here. It is the column 8 will be equal to 0. It means that it is when the column 5 is greater than 70. It means that he says he has his demand is greater than the newspaper he's having. So column 8 will be 0. Column 8 will be 0. Column 8, this one, will be equal to 0. Why? Because there is no profit for him because he didn't sell anything from scratch. So it will be greater than 70. It will be 0, 0, 0 everywhere here. Then what the column 9? Column 9 is the title is profit. The overall profit will be equal to column 6. The overall profit will be column 6. Column 6 is revenue here minus 23 minus 1. No, 23.1. 23.1. When did we get 23.1? Let's check here. We check it. We got it here. This is what the price of purchase. The price, or the price of news the paper. So what we are going to take column 6. This is the revenue. It means what the news dealer got, the money he got. We are going to do what? We are going to subtract the price of the newspapers. It means that the price at which he purchased the newspapers is 23.1. So we take 30 minus 23.1. After that, we subtract column 7. Column 7 is what? Column 7 is this. It is here. Here it is 0 because no loss. If there is loss, okay, subtract it. And then we add the column 7. It means that this is the revenue coming from sales from scrap. This is a benefit. So to take profit, to get a profit, you take revenue from sales 30, we minus the 23.1. It means the price of newspapers, the minus loss from excess, which is 0, and we add the sales from scrap because this is a benefit, and we will get column 9 here. So after that, you do the same to other column. Yeah, you will get for the second column. I am going to have it for the second column. I have revenue from sales 25 minus loss from excess minus the price at which you have purchased all newspapers plus the sales from scratch. So I have 2.9. After that, I have to add. If I add this, the column or column I will add. So the total profit will be 174.9. This is the overall profit of the news dealer after 20 days. If we purchase every day 70 newspapers. So this is the last value which should be calculated. So this is an example of what of the simulation. This is the simulation table of what will happen during the 20 days for this news dealers. So we have calculated so many things. So to find this value here, you have to make sure that you have done or calculation correctly. So this is the last value which shows the profit of this news dealers after 20 days. If we purchase 70 news dealers, newspapers every day. So thank you.